Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I pay homage to the Buddha. I seek refuge in the enlightened one forever. I pay homage to the Dhamma. I seek refuge in the sacred truth forever. I pay homage to the Sangha. I seek refuge in the great community forever. I pay homage to the triple gem. I seek refuge in threefold jewels forever. Our deepest homage to our noble teacher, venerable teacher, and noble teacher who taught us this great Dhamma, my Guru Banteji. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear meritorious friends, today I thought of discussing a nice discourse which is taught by Supreme Buddha. It is in connected discourses. We say in Samyutta Nikaya, we say it in English, connected discourses. In that discourse, there are so many, in that connected discourses, there are so many Supreme Buddha's discourses. And there is a discourse called Cakkhu Sutta, the discourse on the eye. We have eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Six sense bases, right? We have every being is having eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. There are six sense bases, right? So Supreme Buddha taught us these things are impermanent. These things are impermanent. We say six internal sense faculties, right? Six internal sense faculties. These are impermanent. This is what Buddha taught. Buddha taught in this discourse, monks, the eye is impermanent. Buddha taught in this discourse, the eye is impermanent, subject to change. It changes every moment. The eye that you have changes every moment. It subjected to change. It is subjected to change. And also becoming otherwise. There are three things about eye. The first one is the eye is impermanent. And also it is subjected to change. And also it is becoming otherwise. Your eyes becomes otherwise. Supreme Buddha said that this is the reason for being impermanent. So whoever in the world, whatever the beings in the world, there is an eye for the beings, right? So all the eyes are impermanent. The eye is impermanent, subjected to change, and becoming otherwise. Now say, when you are a little child, when you were a little child, you have an I, that I is not there by now. Sometimes now your eyesight is weak. Now your eye is old. Now your eye is becoming upset little by the passing of time. As it is subject to change and becoming otherwise, Supreme Buddha says it is impermanent. There is no even a single I which is permanent. Even a single I, there is no which is permanent. Right? Supreme Buddha appeared in this world and told about this truth. Only Supreme Buddhas are teaching this, not other religious leaders. A Supreme Buddha should appear in this world to teach this regarding impermanence. Right? So then Buddha appears in this world and taught us the I is impermanent. Why that is impermanent? It is subjected to change. It changes every moment. It changes every moment. We'll say, you look at somebody and then you turn your eyes this way and you look somebody else. By that time, your eyes change. Right? By that time, your eyes change. And also, Supreme Buddha said, it is becoming otherwise. It is becoming otherwise. And also, Supreme Buddha said, the ear that we have is impermanent. The ear is impermanent. It is not permanent. Whoever the being in the world, wherever he is, the ear is impermanent. The reason is that it is subjected to change. It is becoming otherwise. We can't control over these things. We have no control on these things. So, ear is impermanent. It is subjected to change. It is becoming otherwise. Keep these things in your mind. Very great teaching, very wonderful teaching of Supreme Buddha. And if you practice this, directly it leads to the supreme liberation. At the end of the discourse, you can understand how great that discourse is. How great this discourse is, right? So, Buddha says the nose is impermanent, subjected to change, becoming otherwise. Tongue is impermanent, subjected to change, becoming otherwise. Your body is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Your mind is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. These are the 6 things that you have to keep in your mind. If you practice this, definitely before the death, you can be a stream entrant. You can enter to the path of liberation. Within 7 births, you can have the supreme liberation. You can pass away. Maximum 7. Supreme Buddha has said that in this discourse. So, dear meritorious friends, keep this in your mind. Recollect this in every moment. Think over and over about this. Think again and again about this. Keep these things in your mind. Very simple to keep in your mind. What are these things? What are the things that you have to keep in your mind? The I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The ear is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. These are the exact words of Supreme Buddha. We are telling it in English. Buddha taught these things in Pali language. And the nose is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The tongue is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The body is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Think about yourself first. And the mind is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Right? It is easy to keep the things in your mind. Right? We'll say it again. These are the things you have to keep. The I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The ear is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The nose is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The tongue is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. It changes. And the body is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Mind is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. You think about your brother, and then again you think about your teacher. As soon as you change thinking, the mind becomes impermanent. It becomes otherwise. You look at your father and you see your father with your eyes, and then you look at your mother, you see with your eyes. By those two times, your eyes change, become otherwise. When you look at your father, and after that, when you are looking at your mother, the eyes is becoming aged. Your eyes is becoming old. Your eyes is becoming damaged. Right? So you have no a permanent eye, you have no a permanent ear, you have no a permanent nose, you have no a permanent tongue, you have no a permanent body, as well as you have no a permanent mind. If you have a permanent mind, the first thought of your mind will be everlasting. It should be the one and only thought should be in your mind. But you are having millions of thoughts in your mind. When you are having a thought and you change it to another thought, then your mind changes. It is subjected to change. It is becoming otherwise. That is how you have to understand. You go to your room and smell something you feel like very nice. But you go outside and you feel another smell. In these two times, your nose changes. It becomes otherwise. Right? So this is the teaching that Lord Buddha has explained. This is the way that you have to keep in your mind. Then only you can have the results. Buddha has explained, if you keep these things in your mind like this, the next things will happen. The explanation is there. The things will happen like this. What you have to keep in your mind, you have to keep in your mind this one. The I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Nose, ear is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Nose is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. You are thinking about your six sense faculties, right? And then your tongue is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Your body is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Your mind is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. If you are keeping these in your mind, try to understand these things, right? Then Supreme Buddha says, if somebody is keeping these things in the mind and practicing more and more, these things will happen. Supreme Buddha said, if there is a person places his faith in these teachings, Supreme Buddha's teaching, he places faith in these teachings and trusts them with conviction in this manner. He has no knowledge about that. He has no wisdom about that. He has no experiences about that. Saying that the I is impermanent, he has no experiences. He doesn't know what is happening. He doesn't know anything about impermanence. He doesn't know anything about changing. He doesn't know anything about becoming otherwise. He has no experiences, but he has one thing. What is that? This is said by the Buddha. This is in the teachings of Supreme Buddha. This is followed and taught by the Mahasangha. Because of that, I believe in these things. I have faith in Buddha. I have faith in Dhamma. I have faith in Sangha. Because of that, though I don't understand the impermanence about my eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, though I don't understand that, though I don't have experiences about impermanence, I believe in the words of Buddha. Definitely, the I is impermanent. The I is subjected to change. The I is becoming otherwise. Though I don't know, though I don't have experiences, though I don't understand, I have a good faith. I have a great faith in Supreme Buddha and the teachings of Supreme Buddha, and also the followers, the monks, Mahasangha of Supreme Buddha. As I have the faith in them, I believe in these words. Definitely, what Buddha said about I is correct. What Buddha said about the ear is correct. What Buddha said about my nose and the noses is correct. What Buddha said about tongue, body, and mind is correct. Definitely. Though I don't know, though I don't understand, though I don't have experiences, as I have faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, as that Buddha is my teacher, I am the follower, as Buddha knows everything, I know nothing. I believe in him. I believe in his teaching. I believe in the followers of Supreme Buddha. With that kind of a mind, if somebody is following the teachings of Supreme Buddha, if somebody is believing in these permanent, impermanent things about eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, if somebody is thinking like that, impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise, Supreme Buddha says he is a faith follower. He is a faith follower, right? He is a faith follower. He is following Buddha Dhamma Sangha. He is following Buddhism because of he has a faith in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. He doesn't have a good understanding. He doesn't have a good knowledge. He doesn't have practical knowledge about the teachings. But he knows that Supreme Buddha has taught something great. It is the greatest thing. It is the greatest teaching in the world. With that belief, with that faith, right? He believes everything what Supreme Buddha said, right? That is why he is said a faith follower. In Pali we say Saddhanusari, the person who is called Saddhanusari, right? Depending on the faith in him, he is following the Buddha. Depending on the faith in him, right? Supreme Buddha said he is called a faith follower. And the Supreme Buddha said, he has entered the path of liberation. He has entered the path of liberation, rituousness, right? Entered the plane of supreme person, superior persons. Entered the plane of superior persons, to the group of superior persons, and transcended the plane of ordinary. He has gone beyond the plane of ordinary worldlings, ordinary people. He has gone beyond the ordinary people. He has gone a level up, right? He is a faith follower. He is not a normal, ordinary person, man in the world. He is a faith follower. He has gone up in the path of liberation. It is the starting point, right? Because of we don't have this kind of a faith. That is why we are going birth to birth in a long sansara, right? Endless sansara. If we have a faith like this, if we had a faith like this in previous dispensation of Supreme Buddhas, we will not be here. Definitely we passed away. We became arahants in previous lives. As we don't have a faith like this, as a faith follower, we are still in the world, still going the cycle of birth, right? So Supreme Buddha said, if somebody is a faith follower, he is above the normal people. He is above the normal people. He is in a high level, and he is incapable of committing any sin, any unwholesome thing. He is not doing, he is not incapable of committing any sin or unwholesome thing, deed that would lead to rebirth in hell. Understand this. If you are a faith follower, if somebody is a faith follower, if somebody is believing that the I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise, nose, tongue, ear, body, mind, these are impermanent, subject to change, and also becoming otherwise. If somebody is believing in these things, if somebody is having a faith in these things, Supreme Buddha says that he is a faith follower. That faith follower is incapable of doing, committing any sin, any unwholesome deed that would lead to rebirth in hell. That means Buddha said, if somebody is believing like that, having a faith like that about eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, that person will not go to the hell after the death. And also, he will not have a birth to in the animals realm. He won't go to the animals world after the death and the realm of ghosts. He won't go to the ghosts world to have a birth, right? He will not have a birth in four lower worlds. Such an assurance has given by the Buddha for the faith followers. If you are a faith follower, if you are practicing like that, if you are having a good knowledge, a faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, if you are having a faith in Buddha's teaching, saying that the ear, the eye is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The ear is subject, impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The nose is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. The tongue is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Mind, body is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Supreme Buddha said that he is a faith follower. He won't do any kind of a bad deed, a sin, unwholesome thing. He is incapable of doing such a deed and will not have a birth in hell, animals realm, and ghosts world and follower worlds, right? Supreme Buddha emphasizes that he cannot pass away. This is the very important thing. This is the most important thing in this discourse. Be happy about that. He cannot pass away without realizing the fruit of stream entry. If somebody is having a faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and if he is a faith follower in thinking, ear, my eye is impermanent, subject to change, ear is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. If he is thinking like that, though he has no experience, knowledge, and all, with the faith he believes. Not with the experiences, not with the knowledge, but with the faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, he believes. These are impermanent, subject to change, and also becoming otherwise. If somebody is developing such a faith again and again until the death, if somebody is having a faith like that until the death, Supreme Buddha said that he cannot pass away, he will not pass away without realizing the fruit of stream entry. Without becoming a stream entrant, he will not die. If you are not becoming a stream entrant, your lifetime will be longer, your death will be postponed until you are becoming a stream entrant. If you are a faith follower, thinking that the ear, eye, nose, tongue, body, and mind is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise, you have a faith in these things, you have the faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, And if you are a faith follower like that until the death, you won't die without becoming a stream entrant. If you are not a stream entrant, when the death is coming, death will be postponed until you are becoming a stream entrant in this lifetime. There is a guarantee which is given by the Buddha in this discourse. So what you have to do is, you have to keep the things in your mind. You should be a faith follower. You should be a faith follower in Buddha, right? And then the second thing, Supreme Buddha says, monks, if anyone sufficiently understand these things through wisdom in this manner. Now the second person is like this. He has a little understanding about impermanence. He has a little understanding about changing. He has a little understanding about becoming otherwise. We'll say, my mother has a good eyes, had a good eyes previously, but my mother now is using spectacles. That means my mother's eyes changed, became otherwise, and my mother's eyes are impermanent. That is why she is using spectacles. I have seen my sister like this, very small. Now she is very tall and big. That means my sister's body is impermanent, right? When I was at home, my grandfather could hear well. After coming home 4 years after is studying university, my grandfather can't hear what I say. When I was going to the university, he could hear well. But after the university, when I am coming back, my grandfather is not in a position to hear well. That means he has a little understanding that the ear is impermanent. It is changing, subject to change, and the ear becomes otherwise. So he has a little understanding. He is a little bit up, far beyond than the faith follower. He is not he is not becoming a Buddhist not because of faith, but because he has a little understanding. Right? He has a little understanding. That is why he is following like that. So he believes that he has some experiences, he has some knowledge about impermanence. So he is called the Dhamma follower. The second one is Dhamma follower. We say it in Pali, Dhammanusari. Right? We say it in Pali, Dhammanusari. So Buddha said, if anyone sufficiently understand these teachings through wisdom in this manner, with the wisdom he understand that, he is called a Dhamma follower. He has entered the path of virtuousness, entered the plane of superior persons, and transcend the plane of ordinary worldlings. He has gone up, right, than the ordinary people in the society. He is in a good position than the ordinary people in the society. And then Supreme Buddha says, he is incapable of committing any unwholesome deed, sin that would lead him to rebirth in hell. He won't do anything bad, anything sin, any kind of a demerit, any kind of an unwholesome thing which leads him to the hell or animals realm, ghosts world after the birth, after the death, right? So then Supreme Buddha has given a assurance, right? Given an assurance, right? Says that the person who is called the Dhamma follower will not do bad things which leads him to the hell, animals, realms, or ghosts world. Buddha says he cannot pass away without realizing the fruit of stream entry. He will not die without becoming a stream entrant. If the death is coming, but that moment he is not a stream entrant. Supreme Buddha said, the death will be postponed until the person becomes a stream enterer. Right? Until the person becomes a stream enterer, the death will be postponed if the person is a Dhamma follower. He is understanding with his own wisdom a little bit. The I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. Ear, nose, tongue, body, mind is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. He is having a little understanding with his own wisdom. He has some understanding about that. Then, with that, we say he is a Dhamma follower, not because of faith he is following, but because of he is having a little understanding. So Supreme Buddha said that without becoming a stream enterer, right? Stream enter, he will not die, he will not pass away. There is a guarantee like that. And then Supreme Buddha said, the third person is, he is the stream enterer, right? Stream enterer means he perfectly understands with his own knowledge, right? He fully understands with his own knowledge and sees these teachings in this manner. He is called a stream enterer. According to the Supreme Buddha, the stream enterer is understanding the things as Supreme Buddha said. Definitely the I is impermanent, subject to change, becoming otherwise. He understands fully about that. And about the ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, the same. He understands everything. He is called Sotapanna, stream entrant. All right? Supreme Buddha said, he will pass away and only he is having 7 births maximum without having a 8th birth. Without having an 8th birth, he will have the supreme liberation. He will have the enlightenment. Right? So there is a great assurance, right? So then Supreme Buddha taught this discourse about the I. We say that Cakkhu Sutta, the discourse on the 5 sense, right? The discourse on the I, right? So then it is in Samyutta Nikaya. We say that connected discourses, the 3rd volume. It is in the 3rd volume, and it is in the 3rd volume in Samyutta Nikaya. Then you can go and say, you can go and see that, and I will send the PDF or the pictures about this to Sandesh, and then he will send you those things, the lesson, the teaching. Then you can go ahead reading and all these things, right? In English, then there will be an English translation which is very simple. So then you can go ahead again and again reading that. So then try to be even as a faith follower, though you are not in a position to be a stream enterer, you try your best to be a faith follower. At the end of the day, when you go to the deathbed, definitely be becoming a stream enterer, you will die. That means with 7 births, you will pass away. You will have the supreme liberation. Such a great teaching you are following. Such a great discourses you are listening. So be happy about that. And so then have a nice day. May you be able to have a long life. Maybe you be able to have the supreme liberation in the Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.